Hey, it's BrickTsar. Do you like me saying that, or you rather me say, hey, it's Jaabo? Anyway, welcome to BrickTsar. My name's Jaabo. I got this series I've been doing called BrickTsar Answer Thingy. It's just whenever I have the time to do it and I get some interesting questions, I will do this. My son and I used to do this all the time together. Maybe we could do that once again. But both of us been working a lot. He's actually working 5 days a week for the most part, which he hasn't done before since he graduated from high school, and I've been super busy with work. And in my spare time when I come home, I've been adding parts to the Bricklink store while my wife has been picking the Bricklink orders from the Bricklink store. And I actually got done this morning. I finished filling up all the drawers. I have no empty drawers right now, so I'm very pleased with that. I want to thank everybody who's purchased from the store. But this isn't about that. We're going to get right into some BrickTsar Answer Thingy questions from the last couple of weeks. And we're going to start with one from Mtron Not. And he says, what are your most wanted vintage sets for 2020? So I did this series in 2018. I did a most wanted vintage set series. And I did get all the sets, I think, on that list. And then I did it again in 2019. And I only got about half of them, which was actually still pretty good because I had some that were harder to get, but then I kind of gave up halfway through the year and never followed up on it again. And then I didn't even do a video for 2020, but I do have an idea for something I want to do because there are certain themes that I would like to complete that are vintage themes that don't have a ton of sets. In fact, some of them, the entire set run is equivalent to what you would get in a couple of years of most themes now. And so I want to do that. Now, you probably have heard me mention some of those things, but I'm not going to get into it in this video. But I didn't do a 2020 video, and the next time I discuss this, it will likely be talking about the different themes that I want to complete, and then going through all those boxes that we did inventories of and getting what I have, and then trying to figure out which ones we have left to get. But I would like to do that. And here's a question from Pinfold. And actually, my son just bought a Ben Folds 5 album. I didn't even know he liked Ben Folds 5, but it's Pinfold, not Benfold. He says, what is the safest thing to use to remove Chima from Lego? That has actually two meanings. You know, Chima is, you know, the code word for the the virus. But basically soap and water. And I think it doesn't live long enough. So basically, if you've ordered something, especially if it's used, just let it sit for a day and you'll be all right. I don't think that's how it's really transmitting right now. You're more likely to get it from the box that it came in, or the envelope that it came as if the mail carrier had it. So I wouldn't worry about it. But if you buy a used lot, no matter what is going on in the world, regardless of a pandemic, you probably should wash them. Now, you definitely should wash them before you start handling them, because there's no telling where they've been. But I don't think disease lives that long. But you just soap and water, warm water, especially not just cold water, but just dishwashing detergent, like the dishwashing liquid that you'd use not in the dishwasher, but like if you were hand washing them, and that's what I use. Here's one from Clockriker, who says, what do you think of the new Super Mario sets from Lego? And he also asks, do you think Lego will make a CMF Nintendo series? And I don't think I've talked about the Nintendo and the Mario, other than maybe commenting on other people's videos about it, but it's not a theme that I am interested in. I might get some of the sets. I'm not interested in the play features. I'm not shaming on it or hating on it or whatever you want to call it. It's just not one of those themes that interests me. It's not what I was expecting. But if the clearance price is right, I might get them. But I'm not. When they had the pre-order for the Mario set, I knew that it was probably going to have a high demand, and you had a free promotion with it. That was probably the time to get it. But I'm just going to hope that there's 50% off sale one day. But looks like there's going to be a big demand for the Mario. I think it's going to be a popular theme, and I can't understand why they wouldn't do a collectible minifigure series. Haven't seen any minifigures yet. I got a ton of the K'NEX versions though. Do you want to see that? I have so much Mario Kart stuff, whether it's from the K'NEX or from the Carrera slot cars. I have Mario Kart stuff of that, and we've done videos of some of the slot car stuff, but I don't know if we've done very many videos at all with any of the K'NEX stuff. I mean, we got tons of it, and I've just had it. Never, it's not a thing that I've done on any of my channels. So, if K'NEX can make a minifigure, surely Lego would, and if they don't, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are disappointed. So I'm going to get to some more questions. This one isn't here, but Maniac for Bricks did a video, and somebody had asked him a question about the translucent colored Lego bricks. Will the hydrogen peroxide, the highly controversial hydrogen peroxide treatment, work? I don't really think it does, and I actually did try it. I took my entire bin of used trans yellow, because I think that was one of the colors, because it was related to classic space sets, and that's one of the main colors in classic space is the trans yellow pieces, and they were dirty. I'd never really cleaned them, and so I said, I'm just going to dump them in the hydrogen peroxide. And I asked y'all not to let me forget, but I guess I haven't made enough videos because I forgot about them and left them on the porch for about over a week. But I remember today when I was actually putting away a trans yellow part or a trans red part, and I was like, oh, I forgot all about those parts. So I washed them off, brought them in. It didn't really do anything for them. The cloudiness that you see on these trans yellow pieces is just from the scratching and the rubbing up against of other pieces. And that's the one disappointing thing about the trans colors is once they're handled a bunch, that luster, the shine to them, the clarity of them just kind of goes away. So it's hard to get that with the used bricks. But the pieces, it didn't hurt them, and they're cleaner than when I started. So it was a nice little experiment, but it's not really going to help anything, I don't think, with the trans yellow. It's the only color I tried. I did clear up those not ABS, but the CA bricks. They clouded up first, the trans clear ones, but then they got super clear, but they were warped because they got too hot. That was an older video. All right, the next question is from Galligade. Galligade watches a lot of videos of a lot of people. I see her on live streams commenting, so appreciate her interaction with the Lego community. You need to make more videos, Galligade. It says, just want to ask you this once. It says, just wanted to ask you this. Once you have completed all your retro collecting journey, which I'm getting very close, Jaabo, would you class some of these new sets as future classic retro sets then? All right, so I made a comment in the video that she's commenting on, one of my hauls. It's about I get these sets and then I don't build them. That's a good question because we have nostalgia for sets. Like I have nostalgia for sets when I was a kid, and so a lot of people in this generation, those sets don't appeal to them because they don't have a connection to them. But sets that came out in 2007 that I don't care about as much, they appeal to them. So that's their childhood. So we all have those sets that we have that nostalgia feeling, but then there are sets that transcend that are just classics. Like in 1989 when the Black Seas Barracuda came out, that is a classic. And that's why you see they remade it in the early 2000s, or was it in the 90s? They remade Black Seas Barracuda. And then we got a throwback to it in, was that the employee set, gift set, or the 60 Years of Lego? I think it was the 60 Years of Lego set. It had a throwback to it. And then now with the Pirates of Barracuda Bay throwback. So those are the types of sets. There are classics. There's others, and the Legends line that Lego did had some classics. But what are going to be the classics that are out there that have come out to this year or in recent times? I think I don't know if Star Wars sets will necessarily be classics other than the UCS ones. I don't know if any city sets can really be classics. It might be some of the idea sets. It's a good question. I just don't know if Lego's making these iconic sets. And maybe some older sets seem more iconic because some of the other sets around them weren't really as good. Especially compared to today's standards. Like most of the stuff today is a lot better than what came out 20 or 30 years ago. But I don't know what's an iconic set that's out there today. Maybe y'all can leave that in the comments below. Something that we better get now, because in the future everybody's going to want it. Yeah, that's a good one. Probably some of the promotional sets and some of the idea sets. That's all I can think of. All right, next question is from Mayo Hosco for commenting on Jaabo channel. So something happened in the Google Plus days where his original account, he cannot comment on my videos. I've made sure he's not blocked, but for whatever reason, or actually he could comment, but I couldn't reply to his comments. So I don't know whatever happened with that. So he created this whole other channel just so he could comment on my videos and then I could reply to it. But he said if only Lego still made ideal books, and if only you reviewed more catalogs. Okay, I do need to do that. So he actually commented on a video. It's called Lego Castle Forestman Creation River Mill from Lego Ideal Book number 260. And his BrickTsar answer thingy, Jaabo answering machine question is, what was the first and last sets with the white dots on the base plates? So here's the vintage set. It's a villa. I don't know if it's a Swiss villa or a Spanish villa. I can never remember which is which. But it has a base plate. Watch this. I took the base plate off. It has white dots on the base plate. I think this one came out in the early 70s. So as a kid, now I didn't have this set as a kid. I had a windmill set that had these dots on them. And the dots were to guide you in building the set. But as a kid, I remember I hated them. I hated the white dots because if you tried to build something else, you had to figure out a way to hide the dots because the dots would be visible. So I thoroughly hated the white dots as a kid. That's like the 10-year-old me was like complaining. But what's the first set to have it? Well, this one may not be the first set, but it is one of 3 that came out in 1969. This is the Bungalow. There was also a house with a car and a house with a mini wheel vehicle, which I don't know, the names are kind of weird, but it came out in 1969. All had white dots on the base plate. And they did that with several other sets through the 70s, even some classic or iconic sets. And the last one was actually the base plate that you're commenting on in that video is the Forestman Crossing set 6071. That is an iconic set. That's one of my favorite castle sets. It's got a little stream in the middle of it. I'll put a link to that video, but that was the last set that ever had the white dots, and it came out in 1990. So from 1969 to 1990, various sets, not all of them, but various sets would have those white dots, and it stunk if you wanted to make your own creation. In fact, I think the white dots might have been visible on this thing I built based on the idea in Lego Ideal Book number 260. So anyway, that's the BrickTsar answer thingy for today. If you have a question, use the hashtag BAT or leave it in the comment section below. I'll try to get to them when I can, but I want to thank everybody for watching this video. And before I go, I want to show you something that I'm working on, and I'll have more details over on Trains Are Fun. So I'm working on having a Lego equivalent or an HO scale equivalent of a Lego build that I've made. So this is the one that I didn't actually build. That came from Australia, the Melbourne Train Club, whatever, in Australia. The guy there, I paid for him to build me that, and he built me that Percy. Got the HO scale Percy. Got the brick model railroader, which is the first 8-wide Lego vehicle, car, whatever, that I built. I got a Botman Trains 175th anniversary. So these are both PS1s. I love this flat car, the Chessie C&O. This one actually has the same road number as that one. And then, of course, a reefer. It's a reefer. I don't know why I like saying that. It's a reefer. It's Union Pacific 9140 Challenger. We got the 9149 Challenger that Brick Model Railroader. So those three cars there are Brick Model Railroader, Melbourne, the Australian guy, and then H2O2. I did the same thing on the other video, but I see more about that on Trains Are Fun. But thanks for watching. See you guys. Hey, it's BrickTsar, and that's my garbage can.